So, do you know 5 people? You know 5 people.
I know 5 people.
Right. If you know 5 people,
I don't like them.
Well, okay. Can we start over? Do you know 5 people? One of those in that group is in debt. They're experiencing a debt problem. That's according to our debt expert, Harvey Warren, who is here to help us navigate through this, what can be a very unpleasant experience of dealing with these bill collectors. Yeah. It's a very difficult time when you're in debt and you're going through it. You feel like the world is collapsing in on you. What is the first thing we want to remind people of when they're in that situation?
Most importantly, that they're just okay. People get very shame-based and very upset with themselves. They go, oh, gee, well, all those terrible things my mom said about me, they're all true. And I make all these, people start getting that self-talk, and it gets very self-defeating, and they get paralyzed, and they don't do anything about the debt. That's when the trouble really starts.
So, if you get a phone, we have a phone call that you brought, some audio.
It's a fun phone call.
It's a.
God, I never want to get this call.
Yeah, you never. So we'll listen to this. On the other side, you'll tell us what we just heard and experienced. Okay, take a listen.
Hello.
Hello, can I speak to Harvey, please?
Harvey speaking. Who's this?
Harvey, this is Lou. How you doing today?
Okay, Lou. Lou who?
Harvey, I'm calling about the debt that's outstanding for Wells Fargo on a charge card.
Whoa, Lou. Wait a second. Are you a bill collector? What is this?
Harvey, can you give me a second? Let me get through what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, now, whoa, you got to tell me something first. Is this a call
Harvey,
for? Whoa, is this a bill collector?
Let me ask the questions, Harvey, and I can try to help you.
No, I'm going to ask the questions because I've got. Listen, Lou, if you want to talk to me, I need to know who you are and where you are, or I'm going to have to hang up the phone or I'll talk to your supervisor. What do you want to do? You want to tell me who you are and where you are, or let's hang up the phone, or I'll give me to your supervisor. How do you want to handle it?
Wow, you took a firm stance there.
Well, yeah, because I have rights, and he has an obligation, a duty under federal law to identify himself as a bill collector and to tell me who he works for. Anybody can call you on the phone and say, hey, I want to talk to you about your debts. I mean, who are you? And people are afraid to say, whoa, is this a bill collector? Who are you with? What's your ID number? Let me write that down. And now let's have a conversation. Ask me nicely, what is it you need to know? That's okay.
Sure. Now, just because they're calling, how do we know for sure that they're identifying? They can make up a number, they can make up who they're calling.
Well, if they want to break federal law, they can do that. They want to get $1 million fine, they can do that. The Federal Trade Commission protects people under the law in the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act that says consumers have rights. So when people get in debt trouble, they feel like, oh my God, the world's coming to an end, that guy's just going to bite my head off. Well, no, the consumer has rights. And you have to know what those rights are, and you have to let the bill collector know that you know your rights. That's the most important part.
Well, usually when you get a phone call like that, your radar goes up and you automatically become antagonistic yourself because you don't want to deal with the person on the other phone, so you may be rude right back.
Right, Cristina, this is when the golden rule really, really helps you. If you can keep your head on straight and you can say nicely to somebody, oh, wait a second. Here I am, I answered the phone, I'm talking to you. I'm Harvey, yes, that's my debt, and you'll hear part of the phone call later on. This is my debt, I affirm it, I can't pay it right now, I need your help. And you go like, what? I need your help. Help me work through this challenge. I had a death, I got downsized, there's sickness in the family. Whatever the economic shock was that you experienced, tell the bill collector what's going on, and you will find if they're a good bill collector, most of them are good ones, that they will back off. Sometimes there's really bad ones, and we'll hear from one of them shortly.
How do we know what our rights are? Like you immediately said, or in that conversation, you wanted to talk to the supervisor.
Right.
Did they have to pass the supervisor on when you asked?
Well, sure. Well, remember, the person you're talking to, that may be their second day on the job. They may not know what exactly to do. They may not even know where the water cooler is. You know, they're just sitting there going like, yeah, you have to pay your bill. They have no idea what the rules of the road are. When you, as the debtor, know what the rules of the road are, you control the conversation. People rarely believe that they can get control of a bill collector, but by being firm and clear that you know your rights, it works every single time.
What happens if they do get abusive with you?
Well, if they do get abusive with you, there's other remedies for that, and I think we're going to talk about that when we come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wonderful.
thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can tell your family member.
Thank you. You just got a commercial by yourself. I love that. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay. I love that. Good for you.
I know.
They'll come and take you to jail.
That makes you normal.
All right, we left on the other side of that break. We were talking about the abusive nature that people can have in conversations, and Cristina brought up a great point. What do you do?
Well, in this particular conversation, I did calm the guy down. He did identify himself, and I did take notes on that. When we got down to the part of him calling me all the time on the phone, I want to stop those collection calls. I asked him to stop, and here's what he said.
All right, take a listen.
Listen to me. I want to pay this bill, man. I don't want to go bankrupt. And I know that you don't want me to do that. My point of view on this whole thing is that I'm going to do my best. And if you can't stop the calls, then if I need to execute a cease and desist letter, then that's what I'm going to do.
Well, Mr. Warren, since you're throwing out bold claims, I will tell you that it's our policy that if you issue a cease and desist, it does not show good faith, and I will tell you that it's our policy to immediately get our attorneys to sue you. So if that's what you want to do, then we have the means too. So it's up to you. You want to send a cease and desist, then we can move ahead with a legal case against you.
Well, he's threatening you.
Well, no, he's telling me the rules of the road. And,
Is that true?
And I end up saying to him, that's your policy, but it doesn't have to be your plan. And those are excellent words for everyone to remember. There's a policy that the collectors have, and then there's the plan. All I'm really asking you to do is help me. Cut me a break. Work a plan out with me. Give me something that I can pay. Don't ask me to pay things I can't pay. My wallet dictates the outcome. What's in my wallet tells you what you're going to get. You demanding money from me doesn't put money in my wallet. It just doesn't. It's senseless.
Will they ask you what you can afford?
Yeah.
If you speak nicely to them, yes. I settled a debt for a gal with $35,000 for $9,000 by saying, pretty please.
Really?
What?
Pretty please. I told them, put it in the file, that we're making requests for this extraordinary settlement. We're saying, pretty please. The collector laughed, said, are you serious? Said, dead serious. The gal got the deal. Because she was just polite.
Do you have to pay the money up front, or do you pay it in installments? I mean,
That's something to be negotiated with each creditor. Sometimes they'll take installment payments, but typically with a reduction of 75%, they're going to want it one piece.
Yeah.
So how do you find, we talked about you have rights, you asked for the supervisor.
Very important.
Where do you go to get this information?
Well, the Federal Trade Commission issued the rules on it. It's the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, the FDCPA. It's on their website. There's a whole list of things. They can't call you after 9 at night and before 8 in the morning. They can't call your family, can't call your office. There's a lot of stuff they can't do. So you have to know what your rights are. So if they're doing those things, you got to say, hey, got to cut that out. And if you don't, I'm going to report you to the Federal Trade Commission. You may have your debt dismissed, and they may get fined by millions of dollars.
So that the website, consumer.ftc.gov.
Yep,
that's
there.
the site to go to. You can get your rights.
Your tax dollars at work right there.
Well.
Could they have you arrested?
Well, yeah, they say that, but no, they can't. That debtor prison thing ended, like, I think, in the 1700s. That's over.
Geez.
Yeah, that's over.
I don't know. I was handcuffed on the show last week. It straightened me out a little bit.
Yeah,
Straightened me out. Well, I'm paying everything in full when I can. Well, wonderful. Thank you so much, as you always come by, and you bring great advice, and your book, by the way.
Great book, great title, Drop Debt. Love it. Love this.
Or you can visit Harvey's website, which is dropdebt.com. Good.
DropDebtHelp.com.
Great.
Yeah, yes, sorry. What was it? I'm sorry.
DropDebtHelp.com.
Okay. It was
Free
wrong up
stuff, help you out.
Perfect. Thank you. And there's nothing more cost-effective than free. Right
there you have it.
Right, there you have it.
It's nice to have you. Thank you.
Coming up next, we're kicking off a brand new series called Change Your Life, and we have two sisters who are struggling with weight loss, and they are taking us along on their journey. Don't go away.